السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي جعل الشمس والقمر حسبانا والنجم والشجر يسجدان، والصلاة والسلام على نبينا وأعلانا وأولانا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. We begin with the name of Allah, the Most High, the one who has created the sun and the moon to move by precise calculation, the one who has made the stars and the trees to prostrate, and we send salutation on our Nabi, the most close to us, the most highest of us, and our Master Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Welcome to Quranic Arabic Academy, Arabic Grammar Made Easy, lesson number 6. Just to recap quickly, we've learned in Arabic, we've learned a term, a word called kalima. There are 3 types of kalima: ism, fi'l, and harf. We said we're going to start with ism and learn everything about ism, and we are learning everything about ism. We've learned there are 4 properties of ism. Number 1, al-i'rab. Number 2, al-naw'. Number 3, al-adad. And number 4, al-ta'yin. Number 1, al-i'rab. I'rab is the grammatical function of a ism in the sentence. There can be only 3 states, or there is only 3 states an ism can be in. Number 1 is called halatul raf'. Number 2, halatul nasb. Number 3, halatul jar. The ism is in halatul rafa is called marfu'. The ism is in halatul jar. The ism is in halatul nasb is called mansub. And the ism is in halatul jar is called majroor. And we've learned the signs of marfu', we've learned the signs of mansub, we've learned the signs of majroor. So in these coming lessons, we'll be learning in more details about those signs. Then we had number 2 category of ism is the characteristic of ism is, the property of ism is an-naw'. In the previous lesson, we've learned an-naw'. Naw' is gender. So in Arabic, every ism has 2 genders. Number 1 is called mudhakkar, masculine. Number 2, muannas, feminine. First of all, we'll consider all the isms are mudhakkar, until we find some signs that tells us it is muannas. There are 4 ways to find an ism is muannas. Number 1, the ism cannot be used for male, and they are natural or naturally female. For example, ummun, mother, ukhtun, sister, bintun, girl. These isms, by definition, they are muannas. Number 2 is with the signs. There are 3 signs that tells us the ism is muannas. Number 1, ta marbuta at the end. Number 2, alif maksura. And number 3, alif mamduda. The third way to find ism is muannas is the body parts in pairs, like aynun, eye, udhunun, ear, rijlun, leg, qadamun, foot. And the number 4 way to find ism is muannas that Arab uses them as muannas, and they are called muannas sima'i. Muannas sima'i, as heard from the Arabs. These isms will have no signs of muannas, but we have to learn from dictionaries or from our vocabularies that they are muannas. It is very important to know the isms are muannas, because in the coming lessons we'll be using these isms as muannas in the sentence. So those of us who haven't still learned it, so we need to go to the previous lesson where we talk about an-naw, the gender, learn from there. Let's make a dua before we start our lesson. ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين. ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين. ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا. A beautiful dua, that I have chosen Allah to be the Lord, and Islam to be the religion, and Muhammad to be the messenger. In this lesson we are going to learn, understand human and non-human nouns, understand nouns in Arabic can be singular, dual or plural, understand the i'rab of singular ism, understand when to write alif. So we are doing the third property of ism, which is al-adad. So these are the few things we are going to learn in this lesson. Human and non-human nouns. Asma nouns fall into two categories. Number one, human. Any ism that is used to refer to or describe a human. Number one, any ism that is used to refer or to describe human. For example, walidun, father, waladun, boy, bintun, girl. And to describe, like muslimun. So the word Muslim is to describe a human. Another word, kafirun, is to describe a human. Another word, salihun, to describe humans. So this kind of nouns will fall into adjectives. Any ism that is used to describe a human has a normal plural, with a few exceptions. So once we learn plurals, we'll talk about more in detail. Just remember the isms that are used to describe, not to refer, like walidun. It doesn't have a normal plural. Only the adjectives has normal plural. To make a normal plural, we add letters to the end of a singular ism. To make normal plural, we add letters to the end of a single ism. Category number two, non-human. Any ism that is used to refer to or describe a non-human object or creature. So this two comes in the non-human, which is the object and the creature, other than humans. Okay, any other ism other than humans will fall into the second category. For example, kitabun is a thing, an object. Kalbun, a thing. masjidun, mosque. A non-human ism has a broken plural. A non-human ism has broken plural. To make a broken plural, we break the singular ism and add or delete letters. Sometimes can be haraka. Okay, adding haraka. So this is the second category of nouns, non-humans. And remember this, non-humans isms has broken plural. The humans also has broken plural, but humans adjectives describing isms has a normal plural. Al-adad. This is the third category of ism, al-adad. There are three types of adad. Number one, al-mufrad, singular. Example, muslimun. Number two, dual, which is muthanna. And example, muslimani. And number three, al-jam'u, plural. Like muslimuna, Muslims. So this ism is an adjective we describe to a human. So al-mufrad, al-muthanna, al-jam'. In English, we just have two numbers. One is singular, another one is plural. We don't have such a thing called dual in English. But in Arabic, we have dual as well. So singular is al-mufrad, that gives us a singular meaning. Al-muthanna gives us a dual meaning, and plural gives us, jama will give us plural meaning. So al-mufrad, al-muthanna, al-jama. When we see one word, like kitab, so kitab will give us a singular meaning, kitab will give us muthanna, dual meaning, and kitab will give us the jama, plural meaning. Okay. So adad, there are three types of number adad. Number one, al-mufrad. Number two, al-muthanna. Number three, al-jama'. Al-mufrad, singular. You will have to learn mufrad forms of nouns from a book or a dictionary. Obviously, we need to build our vocabulary. So we need to learn singular isms. Some mufrad nouns are rajulun, imra'atun, waladun, bintun, ibnun, ibnatun. So these are all humans. We can add objects, kitabun, qalamun, babun, door, singular isms, masjidun, baytun, all these. Okay, so mufrad gives us a singular meaning. So we learn as much as words, much as nouns as possible, so we can apply the grammar we learn and make sentences. The i'rab of al-mufrad nouns. The i'rab of al-mufrad. So we've learned there are three states an ism can be in. So let's talk about the mufrad first. Okay, and those three states are halatul raf', halatul nasb, and halatul jar. We've also learned there are two ways ism can show i'rab. One is with haraka, the vowels. Another way is with harf, letters. Now, the mufrad noun in marfu state will be with dammatain. The mufrad noun in mansub state will be with فتحتين. The mufrad noun in majrur state or majrur case will have will be with kasratain. So what we understand from here, that mufrad isms will show i'rab only with haraka, no letters. Okay, mufrad ism will show i'rab only with haraka. So here we have the isms on the right hand side. Hamdun, praise. Rabbun, Lord. Rahimun, merciful. Malikun, owner. Yawmun, day. Now let's look at the i'rab of these isms in marfu and mansub and majrur. Hamdun, marfu is the default, same hamdun. Remember, when we learn any nouns, we learn in the marfu state. The default of any ism, it is marfu case. We read with dhammatain, hamdun. And mansub, we learned that mansub will be with fathatain, to hamdan, and majrur state with the kasratain, hamdin. The word rabbun, Lord, marfu with dhammatain, rabbun. Mansub case with fathatain, rabban, and majrur case with kasratain, rabbin. Next word rahimun. In marfu case with dhammatain, rahimun. Mansub case with fathatain, rahiman, and majrur case with kasratain, rahimin. Malikun, marfu with dhammatain, malikun. Mansub with fathatain, malikan. Majrur with kasratain, malikin. Yawmun, day. Marfu with dhammatain, yawmun. Mansub with fathatain, yawman. And majrur with kasratain, yawmin. Very straightforward, easy. Just remember, mufrad isms will show i'rab with haraka, no letters, with haraka. In marfu case, dhammatain. In mansub case, fathatain. In majrur case, kasratain. That's all we need to remember. You have noticed that in nasab case, the fathatain, an alif is added at the end of an ism. So if we look the mansub case, see the alif here, after fathatain alif, after fathatain alif. Over here, after fathatain alif, fathatain alif, fathatain alif. When we say marfu and majrur, there's no alif there. There is no, in majrur, there's no alif there. It is only with mansub case. Rule is, whenever there is fathatain at the end of an ism, an alif is added. Writing, okay? In writing, you must add the alif with fathatain, and we know fathatain is mansub. So any mufrad ism you will see in marfu case, you will see the alif there. So next time you read the Quran, if you see fathatain, you will see the alif there. Okay, so this is when we write alif with fathatain in mansub case. Okay, understood the i'rab of mufrad? Everyone understood the i'rab of mufrad ism? In marfu case, dhammatain. In mansub, fathatain. And in majrur, kasratain. And we must, as I said, learn the words. Even we learn the words in the lessons, we'll be building our vocabulary. So any ism that comes in the lessons, learn them properly. These are all Quranic words. These are all Quranic words. Right. Okay. Exceptions. As we said in the past, any rule we learn, there will be exceptions. Okay. What is the exception? We're talking about the writing the alif. There are two exceptions for the above rule. What is the above rule we've learned? When there is a fathatain, alif is added. That is the rule. So there are two exceptions. Number one, any ism ending with ta marbuta, an alif will not be added with fathatain. Any ism that ends with ta marbuta, we don't write alif. So let's go through some of the isms. Jannatun, here we have the ta marbuta, garden. Ummatun, nation, we have the ta marbuta. Ayatun, over here we have the ta marbuta, sign. And imra'atun, there's a ta marbuta, woman. So if you look again, let's go through the I'rab. In marfu with dammatain, jannatun. In mansub with fathatain, jannatan. See over here, there's no alif. So when ism is with ta marbuta, in halatun nasab, you don't write alif. Majroor with kasratain, jannatin. Next, ummatun, marfu, ummatun, mansub, ummatan. Over here, we do see fathatain because it's mansub case, but there is no alif. Majroor with kasratain, ummatin. Next one, ayatun, marfu, ayatun, mansub, ayatan, majroor, ayatin. Next, imra'atun, marfu, imra'atun with dammatain, mansub, imra'atan with fathatain. Again, no alif because ending with ta marbuta. And number three, majroor with kasratain, imra'atun. So the rule is when there is fathatain, and most probably it will be in mansub case, any ism that has fathatain, alif is added. This is the rule. Now we're learning the exceptions. There are two exceptions. Number one, any ism ending with ta marbuta in mansub case or with fathatain, alif is not added in writing. Exception number two, any ism ending with alif mamduda, and alif will not be added with fathatain. Or, okay, alif mamduda is alif and hamza at the end. That is alif mamduda. So these are the isms. Sama'un, we have alif mamduda ending with alif and hamza, sky. Ma'un ending with alif and hamza, alif mamduda, water. And jaza'un, alif and hamza, reward. So in marfu case, the first ism sama'un with dammatain, sama'un. In mansub case with fathatain, sama'an. See over here, because it's ending with alif mamduda or alif and hamza, there is no alif did after the tanween or fathatain over here. And in majroor with kasratain, sama'in. Ma'un, water. In marfu case, ma'un with dammatain. In mansub case with fathatain, ma'an. Again, there is no alif added. And majroor with kasratain, ma'in. Next one, jaza'un, reward marfu case with dammatain jazaa'un. These are all single isms, okay? That's why we're having tanween. In mansub case with fathatain jaza'an, again there is no alif added because ending with hamza and alif, alif mamduda. And majroor with kasratain jaza'in. Can I understood when to add alif and when not to add alif? The rule is when there is fathatain, you add alif, and there's two exceptions. Number one, any ism that ends in ta marbuta, alif is not added. And number two, any ism that ends in alif and hamza, or alif mamduda, alif is not added. Understood? Okay, mashallah. Let's move on. An alif will be added. These are few words. Even though it is ending with hamza, still alif will be added. Okay, the reason we will know in a minute. An alif will be added with fathatain in the following nouns. So here we just have example of two words, su'un, bad, evil, and shay'un, thing. So in these two isms, let's go through in marfu case with dammatain su'un, in mansub case su'an. Over here you see the alif is added. And majroor case with kasratain su'in. Next one, shay'un, thing, in marfu case with dammatain shay'un, in mansub case with fathatain shay'an, the alif is added, and in majroor case with kasratain shay'in. Why is alif is added in a mansub case with fathatain? Because they are ending with waw and hamza and ya and hamza, not with alif and hamza. This is the reason. If any words ends with alif and hamza, which is alif mamduda, then alif is not added. But these words are not ending with alif mamduda, is it? Not ending with alif and hamza, is it? They're either ending with waw and hamza or ya and hamza. So if any words ends with waw and hamza, alif is written in mansub case. Any ism ends with ya and hamza, alif is written in mansub case. Okay. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. End of lesson 6a. Just before finishing, let's recap what we have learned in today's lesson. Is that there are two types of nouns. One is human nouns. Number two is non-human nouns. So anything, any ism that we use to refer or describe humans, obviously those will be human nouns. Any ism that we refer to non-human, those will be non-human. And then we've learned the humans describing words can be made into plural by just adding some letters. Those are called normal plural. And some human nouns and all of non-human nouns are broken plural. Then we have learned the adad. Adad is three types. Number one, al-mufrad, Number 2, al-muthanna. Number 3, al-jam'. Mufrad gives us singular meaning, muthanna gives us dual meaning, and jama' gives plural meaning. And then we've started learning the mufrad isms, and we've said there's no rules to make mufrad isms. Any language, you just need to learn the mufrad isms, memorize them, build up your vocabulary. And then we've learned the i'rab of mufrad isms. In halatul rafa, it will show with dhammatain. In halatul nasb, it will show with fathatain. In halatul jar, the i'rab will show with kasratain. So mufrad ism's i'rab only shows with haraka, the vowels. Right? Then we've learned that in halatul nasab, because there is a fathatain, with fathatain alif is added, and there are two exceptions. Number 1, any ism that ends in ta marbuta, alif is not added. Any ism that ends in alif and hamza or alif mamduda, alif is not added. Any ism that ends in waw hamza or ya hamza, alif will be written. May Allah give us tawfiq, may Allah give us understanding of the grammars we are learning. May Allah increase in our knowledge. May Allah makes us the people of Quran, Ahlul Quran. May Allah give us the ability and the tawfiq to continue with Arabic grammar so we can understand the book of Allah. We can understand what this book is telling us, what this book is demanding from us, what this book is asking us to do in our life, and we follow it. May Allah give us tawfiq. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.